Hemsby Lifeboat has a rich and varied history that spans several decades, solidifying its status as a trusted and esteemed maritime rescue organisation. The origins of Hemsby Lifeboat can be traced back to 1984, when a group of dedicated locals recognised the pressing need for a life-saving service along the treacherous Norfolk coastline. Initially operating from a humble shed and relying solely on the bravery and expertise of volunteers, Hemsby Lifeboat gradually evolved into a fully fledged institution, equipped with state-of-the-art rescue vessels and a highly trained crew. In 1975, £2,000 was raised by Hemsby residents to form Hemsby's first rescue service due to unacceptable loss of life from drowning in the local area. Originally named Hemsby Inshore Rescue Club, the name evolved to Hemsby Inshore Rescue Service, and today, although we retain that name, they are known locally as Hemsby Lifeboat. 1976, they took delivery of the first boat, an Avon inflatable, loaned from Great Yarmouth Sub Aqua Club, and the engine loaned by Mr. Mick Ollie. Later that year, with a generous donation from the Norfolk Broads Lions Club, where the first boat was purchased. Moving on to 1980, plans were approved for the original lifeboat station to be built on the beach at Hemsby Gap. 4 years on to 1984, the service continued to establish its reputation as a viable rescue service and was able to invest in its first pager system for the crew, meaning they could be directly tasked by the Coast Guard. Moving on to 1987, the new purpose-built station was completed and was officially opened in 1988. 1 year on, 1989, saw the introduction of a new rescue boat called Spirit of Moose Sea Lion 3, in recognition of the continued financial support from the Lions Club from a former crew member whose nickname was Moose. Moving on to 1996, the service took delivery of the next generation of rescue boat called the Arco Spark Sea Lion, donated by Arco British Limited. In this particular year, the crew started to notice deterioration of the beach dunes to erosion. Moving on to 2001, the service also took delivery of Saycam. This was a purpose-built 5.8 metre ribcraft with twin 60 brake horsepower engines, self-righting PIRS, radar deflector and marine GPS with a communications console. On to 2002, the service purchases a 1958 Fowler T62 tractor. This was one of 8 built for the RNLI. At the time of purchase, there were only 2 left in the world, and Hemsby Lifeboat actually had the last one. In 2006, Hemsby Lifeboat were given the Freedom of the Borough from Great Yarmouth in recognition of the work as a rescue service. 2009, a new boat was purchased called Long Waves, built by Humber. This was another RIB. 2013, on the 5th December, Hemsby experienced a huge tidal surge, and as a result, the station was lost to sea. In 2015, the service expanded its services to include flood rescue, and fundraising started to bring in a new generation of equipment and training for new crew to further enhance the service. That is a little snapshot of history of this wonderful little station and the people who work here who keep us safe. Now let's move on to the current situation that they now face from the sea. Hemsby Lifeboat Station, which is 70 metres, which is 230 feet from the beach, is to relocate over erosion fears. The lifeboat service is planning to relocate over fears its station will again be lost to coastal erosion, as we mentioned in the previous history. Hemsby Lifeboat near Great Yarmouth, Norfolk, said it was making a proactive decision. Posting on social media, it said, "Coastal erosion poses a significant risk to our current location. It is now looking for a new boathouse and has appealed for spaces to temporarily store equipment during its relocation. Rest assured, our commitment to serving and safeguarding lives at sea remains steadfast," the independent service have said. "We believe it is our responsibility to ensure the uninterrupted service we've proudly provided for decades. Instead of waiting for the inevitable, we are proactively planning to move within the next 12 to 18 months, the RNLI have said. Rock sea defences at the lifeboat launch site have failed to stop erosion from the sea, which you can see in this video. The move comes after coxswain Dan Hurd warned high tides had caused erosion to the lifeboat car park near the gap and that this was putting the station at risk. The coastline at Hemsby has suffered severe erosion over recent years, and in October another 3 to 4 metres, 10 to 13 feet of beach was lost to the sea. Planning permission has been granted for a granite rock defence known as a berm. The lifeboat service said it will continue to use the gap to launch from and will continue our commitment to maintaining that entry point for the lifeboat and local residents, businesses and visitors for as long as possible. Great Yarmouth Borough Council have been seeking £15 million towards sea defences, although inflation has pushed the estimated cost to £20 million.